I grabbed the chilled lantern, turned the dial with a click, set it to the weakest light setting, and turned it on. An uncanny world of silhouettes appeared before me. A complex and strange shadowy world, created by the intricate entanglement of trees and branches. I had only turned on a light, and it was like that was all it took to make the world into something else. I let out a quick, tired breath and wiped the liquid, neither rain nor sweat, from my brow. Then I raised the shovel into the air and slammed it into the mud. That moment, the silhouettes surrounding me ominously all moved at once. Inside my head, something packed in there, something coarse but not hot or cold, was loudly rushing about. The silhouettes were all around me, looking down at me, and one of them, a silhouette bigger than the others, stepped forward.
Good evening. The moon sure is beautiful tonight.
The coarseness in my brain shot through my whole spine and left me at my waist. The strength in my body all left me through my hips, and I crouched down with a splash. Into the sea of mud I dug myself. Oishi.
Is that really how you address your elders? You'll have a rough time of it once you become an adult.
It wasn't only Oishi, but 5 or 6 of them in a row, men wearing raincoats. I had no inkling that this many people had gotten so close. It was like, once I turned on the lantern, they just appeared there, sliding out of the shadows.
Please, don't mind us. Just think of us as trees in the forest, perhaps.
Don't mind them.
Yes. Pay no attention to us. Please, continue digging your hole. It's very late and raining very hard, and you're working pretty fervently. We won't get in your way. Please, dig to your heart's content.
No thank you, I said. When I tried to get up and turn around, 2 men blocked that route. They stood on either side of me and lifted me up with amazing strength, then threw me into the sea of mud. As I soaked in the mud bath I dug for myself, I looked up at the silhouettes looking down at me. Oishi squatted, picked up my shovel, and threw it at my feet for me. It bounced loudly off the mud and hit me in the face.
Come, please, continue. Continue.
I couldn't bear the oppressiveness of the silhouettes surrounding me, and slowly, I stuck the shovel into the mud again. I felt like I was digging my own grave. If I kept digging, it wouldn't matter whether there was a tattoo or not, because that man's corpse would appear eventually. It was all over, surrounded on all sides, and nowhere to go. But I just couldn't figure it out, no matter how much I thought about it. Why were they here? Was it Takano-san? There was only one person who could have made the connection between me and this place. Shit, I knew it. She deserved to die.
Stopping so soon.
Oishi kicked me in the back, which took me by surprise, sending me flying into the mud.
Hurry up and dig, please. You really should consider the fact that some of us are standing out here in the rain.
Fuck you. If you don't like the rain, then just go home. Gah! Oishi kicked some mud into my face.
Use your hands, please, not your mouth. Only in the red light district do they use both at once. Isn't that right, boys?
The men around him didn't react, not knowing quite whether they should laugh. But when Oishi glared at them, they started mumbling out pained chuckles. Just who was this guy? I knew the world had changed after that night. But if I went even further back, didn't it start when this guy showed up? That was when our peaceful days had been taken from us. Ever since he showed up in Hinamizawa, things had been odd. Everyone stopped smiling, and the world went crazy. The ground under my feet gradually got harder and heavier. At this point, even I started to think something was odd. I hadn't buried him this deep on that night, had I? My exhaustion peaked, and I sat down on the spot. How long do you want me to dig?
Kids these days have no stamina. Hey, you!
At Oishi's gesture, the men all pulled out their own sinister-looking shovels. As I watched, dazed, one of them grabbed my collar, dragged me out of the hole, and threw me to the ground. The rest of the men stepped into the hole I dug and started shoveling themselves. As I stared at them, dumbfounded, Oishi sauntered over and squatted down to look at me directly.
Keiichi Maebara-san. Is this a hobby of yours? Digging holes on rainy nights?
When I didn't respond, Oishi took one of the tin buckets they were using to bail out the muddy water, scooped up some of it, and splashed the whole thing in my face.
The rain's heavy today, too. No matter how wet I get, I still don't understand the appeal.
Oishi smiled to himself, then scooped up another bucket full of muddy water.
I'll ask you again. Is digging holes on rainy nights your hobby?
Who the hell would have a hobby like that? Oishi hit me with another bucket full of muddy water. The pebbles in it stung.
Will there be something in that hole? I've always liked that story, you know, about the old man who could make plants bloom, and the puppy digging in his yard for gold.
As he spoke, he ran the bucket through the muddy water again, to splash it in my face again.
What kind of treasure is buried down there? Can you at least give me a hint?
If you want to know, then dig on your own time, you fucking pig. I wasn't saying that out loud, but Oishi mercilessly drenched me in muddy water again anyway. Shit. If only you hadn't shown up, the world wouldn't have gone wrong. Ever since you showed up, things have been strange. Satoko got abused by her uncle. I ended up killing him, and the world went crazy. He was how it all began. Because of this culprit. He splashed another bucket of mud in my face. My insides were seething with anger. Die. You die too. If I have some strange power to kill someone by cursing them, like with Takano-san, then you're dead. And it won't be Oyashiro-sama's curse. It'll be mine. I'll curse you and kill you.
What a rebellious look you're wearing. Why don't we use this opportunity to teach you a thing or two in that regard? We really do live in peace these days. When I was about your age, corporal punishment was the norm for everything.
Oishi-san.
One of the digging men in raincoats wiped some sweat off and called Oishi over. Oishi tossed the bucket away and then turned around with an evil grin on his face.
Yes? What is it?
Please, look at this.
Acceptance. Or maybe resignation. I wanted to say to them, so you blockheads finally found it. Yeah, that's right. I'm the one who killed him. But you're the police, so it's your own job to figure out who he is, right? Come on, prove to me that he's really Satoko's uncle.
What on earth?
We think it's an old drain pipe. It seems to be connected to the irrigation channel over there.
Let's smash the thing. It's not being used, is it?
The men all exchanged glances, then hesitantly broached another topic.
Oishi-san, the ground down there is pretty hard. I don't think anything could be deeper than this.
Did we get the location wrong?
No. At first it definitely felt like the place had been dug up before. But after digging so far, the ground suddenly hardened. We think we've gone down further than the hole that was originally dug.
So, what does that mean? There was a hole here and someone filled it back up. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
What? What were they talking about?
Well, well, I'm at a loss. Aren't you, Maebara-san?
Oishi grabbed my collar and dragged me to the huge hole they dug. The mud inside was like an ocean, and I couldn't see any drain pipe down there. One of the men stirred it with a shovel, letting me hear it clang against something hard. There was no doubt I'd buried him right here. But I hadn't buried him this deep. I didn't dig deep enough to unearth an entire drain pipe. So, then, this man, his corpse. Where was it? Proof. Proof that I'd been successful on that night was gone. Gone. Then, what? What on earth was I? Was I actually crazy after all? And just possessed by the delusion that I'd killed someone? That couldn't be. It was the unmistakable truth. It couldn't have been a hallucination. But now, the most important evidence, that it hadn't been an illusion, was gone. I killed him. I buried him. I had absolute unwavering confidence in that fact. Then, did I fail to kill him? After I left here, had he started breathing again? Crawled out and gone back to Satoko's house? Was that it? I had come here to see whether he had a tattoo or not. And yet, the truth I unearthed was far more than that. Yesterday, what was I? I killed him. I buried him. There was no doubt. But for some reason he lived and crawled back out. And that was impossible too. Ugh, I'm so tired of hearing the word impossible over and over. I get it. Dead people don't like to play by the rules here in Hinamizawa. Then I'll kill you as many times as I need to. I'll keep killing you until you never show your face to Satoko again.